Welcome back to the channel. Let's just jump right in and talk about it. Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford, rematch. Looks like it's going to happen. Errol Spence activated his rematch clause. Obviously, both of them had it in the contract. And they going to rock and roll and do it again. You guys know my stance on it. I think Errol should have took another fight or two before fighting Terrence again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have no problem. I know a lot of people. There's some people who don't necessarily want to see Errol fight Terrence again. I have no issues with Errol fighting Terrence again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. My only thing would be, there's no moral victories in this type of matchup. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to feel like you did better just because you won a few rounds this time. You went the distance. You lost to a close decision. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least I don't feel like that. Now, maybe Errol might be like, you know what? I gave a better performance. It could have went either way. If that's the case, if it can go either way, then maybe. But if he still loses, by 6 rounds, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not close and it goes to a decision, I don't know how much moral victory you're going to get in that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what if it goes, you know what I'm saying, the same way it went before? You know what I mean? Like you're going to see here in the background, man, I was watching, you know what I'm saying, some highlights from the fight. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminded me of Bruce Lee versus O'Hara. You know what I'm saying? We got Bud Lee Crawford versus Errol O'Hara Spence. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it doesn't look like that, because that's how the first fight looked. Just how you're seeing now. That's how the first fight looked. And so I'm hoping that the rematch doesn't look like that. Obviously, yes, I've heard the talk about certain issues Errol had in camp and all those things, but I'm not. You know what? Look, in this era of boxing, all these guys are having issues in camp, one way or the other. One way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really nothing. That's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? If you still go out there, you go out there, man. Whatever happens, happens, If that prevented you from performing to your capability, then, maybe somebody that high caliber with all that on the line, franchises backing you, organizations backing you, corporations backing you. Yeah, you might not want to go out there if you're not where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for me to listen to a lot of that and accept all of that. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, shoot, I'm definitely going to watch. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if Errol is able to put on a better performance and do a better job taking away what Terrence likes to do, countering Terrence, giving himself opportunities to counter Terrence. Terrence probably going to come with the same game plan. I mean, you got to show me something, because you showed me absolutely nothing in that first fight. So you have to show me something and make me adjust. Terrence didn't even go into his adjustments. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even make no adjustments. So, looking forward to seeing what, how everything transpires, I should say. How Errol looks this time at the weigh-in, how energetic and motivated he is for a better performance. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I have to bring up, or at least mention, the situation going on with Brian McIntyre, Terrence Crawford's trainer. He got arrested in the United Kingdom on his way back here to the States. They found a loaded handgun in his bag. Now, obviously, he didn't get it from over there. He made it over there with it, knowingly or unknowingly. The story is unknowingly. and they checked more thoroughly or whatever on the way back, and they found it. Of course, that's going to have an impact if he's not able to be out for those, for the reason to be there with Terrence in training or specifically at the fight. Obviously, he was out there for Chris Eubanks, another one of his fighters, champion fighter. Man, I mean, it's going to have it's definitely going to have an impact. Now, a detrimental impact, I don't believe so. I mean, of course, there was a lot of chatter before this fight against Errol Spence anyway about how much does Bomac even, do for Terrence? Does Terrence pretty much train himself? Obviously, that's not the case. I'm just saying that that was part of the chatter. That's obviously not the case. You don't have to be in great shape to be a great coach. Bomac is one of those trainers who's a great coach. He may not be a trainer who's a great trainer as far as being active with you, training with you, alongside of you, showing you visually, by doing it with you or whatever. And not all great trainers are great trainers because of that. Some are great trainers because they're great coaches. Some coaches are good because they're great trainers. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to have an impact. But Bud will be fine. The bigger question also is Derek James going to be in Errol Spence corner for this rematch? That's the bigger question. How will that impact what Errol Spence is trying to do? Will he be able to do more? Is the lack of dimensions in his bag due to the training of Derek James? Or does Derek James just feel like that's not a rematch Earl should take right now, and Errol thinks otherwise? So he needs to find another trainer to train him because this is Earl's decision, and Derek James may not agree with it right now. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see that being a possibility, but nonetheless, I mean, those are two factors that definitely provide interesting variables to the outcome of the of this event, of what's going to happen, in this rematch. Again, I still think Bud will be fine. So, and again, I'm an Errol Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? But I really like Bud as well. I'm really, I guess you can say I'm bipartisan, you know what I'm saying? But, again, I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm not an Errol Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an Errol Spence supporter, I should say. Fan is a strong word for me. I'm really not a fan of too many of these athletes. Not for any wrong reasons, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of good people, you know what I mean? A lot of good athletes aren't necessarily good people. So I prefer to be a fan of good people, and I support athletes that I like to follow and root for. And Errol Spence is one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford is also one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? And for them to fight each other, I picked Errol at first. Errol got obliterated, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't see, from that version of Errol and what his lack of quickness as far as compared to Terrence Crawford, his lack of precision punching compared to Terrence Crawford, I just don't see those being things that he can overcome for victory over Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it, whether you're going off points or, opportunity for a knockout, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see it, but that's why they get in the ring. That's why they fight. You never know. You never know, which is why Errol wants to take this rematch. So we'll see, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how it goes down. We'll see what happens. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this rematch. If you want to see it, what you think the outcome may be, you know what I'm saying? And, man, let's just get to it. You know what I mean? So I thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. If this world
my mind.